Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Talk Kashrus, presented by the Kashrus Awareness Project in conjunction with Torah Anytime. Today I am privileged to be joined by Rav Shmuel First, Dayan of Agudas Yisrael of Illinois. Thank you to the Rav for being here. I'd like to ask the Rav about one very specific topic within the realm of Kashrus, and it's related to, it's a domestic issue, something related to people's homes, and that is sinks. Many people today are privileged to have two sinks in their kitchens. I wonder when the Rav grew up, if the Rav had two sinks.
We didn't know such a thing as two sinks.
There's no such thing.
No things, two sinks.
Where'd the Rav grow up?
In Williamsburg.
In Williamsburg. Probably in an apartment.
Apartment, yeah.
The Rav's parents had one sink, right?
Of course, yeah.
It was used for milchiks and fleishiks.
Yes.
And now, especially now, Yidden are moving out to peripheral areas outside of the popular Jewish areas. They're buying houses that were previously owned by non-Jews. And most of them have one sink. So, there is a portion of our population that has two, but many have one. What guidance could the Rav give as far as that's concerned with the milchiks, fleishiks, parav? How do you make it work with one sink?
First, I just want to mention that if you buy a house for a few $100,000, $500,000 or more.
Halavai, it's only a few $100,000.
Whatever it is. I come from Chicago. Okay? So you pay a lot of money for the house. You can already afford to have two sinks. You should change the kitchen right away before you move in to have two sinks. And it should be not close to each other. You should ask a Rav, will tell you how to set up the two sinks. Well, just like everything else you want to be kosher yasher in your house, you have two beds, you have this, you have everything. You have kosher yasher, the kitchen, which is the main portion of a person's house, should be how to say lechatchila. Lechatchila, you should have two sinks, not one sink. If you buy with a sink and some reason you can't do it right away, then you have to be very careful. But lechatchila, you should always move into a house or apartment that has two sinks, or try as soon as you move in to change it into two sinks. That's lechatchila. Now we're talking if you only have one sink, like we had when we were young, when we grew up, we only knew of one sink. We didn't know this existed two sinks. To have one sink, you got to be very careful with milchiks and fleishiks and parav. A lot of people, what they do is they have like a tub with a plastic they keep in the sink, which is only used for milchiks, and another tub used for fleishiks. And that's how they wash in the one sink, to avoid the problem of mixture of milchiks and fleishiks, because you have to be very careful then. You have to pay for who washes the dishes, how you wash the dishes, where you put the dishes, and so on. You have to be very careful if you have only one sink. So you have to be very zohir in the inyani kashrus when you have one sink. Sometimes you go on vacation, there's only one sink there. Same thing also. You have milks and fleishiks. You have to be very careful that you have to if you have two tubs and you wash in each one is a separate tub, or you just wash by the running water. You don't put anything in the
directly
into the sink. You put the sink, then you might run into problems. The sink is a treif.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to kasha. Not all sinks can kasha so fast. Sometimes you have ceramic sinks and so on. There are shittas hold you can't kasha at all. Some people kasha 3 times that you have to say kashayel to your Rav. But you have to, b'lechatchila, like I said, the chiyuv to must have two sinks. If you own a house, you should, and if you're going to rent something for a long time, it's kedai to get two sinks. It costs a couple $100, maybe $1,000. It's kedai. Just like you invest to buy kosher clothing, you invest to have a kosher kitchen also.
Now, how about the fact that even
like I say, people call me when they have a kosher kitchen, should have one microwave and 2 microwaves. I said I have 2 microwaves, one for milks, one fleishiks. Don't be semechan. Sometimes I keep a fleishiks and milks. I'll double wrap it because you might remember that, but your children won't remember that. And the one with pizza, the one butter thing, so on. A person, if can slice it, if you can afford to buy a house and other expensive things for the house, you can afford to buy another microwave. The same thing comes Pesach. People call me, can I kasha my microwave? I said, most of them you can't kasha. What does it cost a microwave? You don't have to buy, you use a microwave only, you have Shabbos and you have to use it for 3-4 days, chalamoid. So you don't have to buy the most expensive one. You buy one for $50, $75, you still could buy that price, and you have it for Pesach. How often do you use it?
Right. Now, going back to the sink for a second, even if someone has 2 different tubs, they're not putting anything directly into the sink. Is there any issue with the fact that there's only one faucet and there's steam rising?
We're not more worried about nitzach chiba. Nitzach chiba is the chaykus Ramon Shach and Taz. We hold Ladina, Ramosh held Ladina, then nitzach chiba is only a problem for Pesach, not for all year round. So that if you have hot water coming down, you don't say it's a chiba for milk inflation. So you can have only one faucet and you're okay.
Any
also,
other,
one more thing. If you do put in a kosher kitchen and you have open the sink. You have some sinks have only like a that you milks of flesh, and there's the hot water and cold come from the same place. You should have separate a cold water and hot water. The water comes out from.
Meaning two different knobs?
Two different knobs. Knobs for milchiks, knobs for cold, and a knob for hot. It shouldn't be coming from a middle up, because then sometimes you don't turn it completely cold, and then on Shabbos you have a problem with hot water coming out.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. You're talking about where the water is dispensed by picking up one handle.
Right, one handle.
That you could either swivel right or left.
Right, yeah.
That's a Hilchah Shabbos issue.
Shabbos issue. It's nothing to do with
That's a
kashrus.
Hilchah Shabbos. So those people who have those types of handles, as opposed to two knobs, very often what they'll do to prevent it is they'll turn off the hot water for Shabbos.
Or they'll turn it all to the right where only cold water comes out.
Right, but like the Rough's saying, sometimes people are not careful to do that.
Correct.
That's a separate issue.
Right.
Shabbos issue with sinks. Okay, thank you so much.